What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I already started working on Isaac's car, pretty much removing all the panels, the interior, the trunk. The trunk is pretty much done. I already removed everything. I just need to remove the back seats. So I'll show you guys what I'm working with right now. That way you guys can kind of get an idea like what I'm doing. I'm gonna go into his back seat. Here's his back seat. See, it's already down. Now what I'm doing is I'm removing this part right here. I already removed the bottom part. The bottom part, you just had to pull it up. Well, at least for the G35 Coupe, you have to pull it up. So in order to remove the back seat, you need to take this bolt off right here. There's going to be a total of two, one on each side. So I went ahead and loosened this bolt right here. I took it off, and this is going to release this side of the back seat. And then you have the other side, which has another one over there as well. So once you loosen those two, you're going to be able to remove this. The purpose of me removing the back seats is so I can remove the side panels. So I'm trying to remove that panel right there. Once I remove that, I'll pretty much be able to get the lines to go within the panel so it's not visible. Putting the lines inside of the car, it's a lot safer to put it inside than outside. So that's what we're doing. Once I remove the back seat, once I remove this, you will just pull the panels off. They have no bolts or nothing, they just pull right off. Here's the back seat removed for the bottom part. So if you look at the back, see right here, it has this one right here, and it has another one over there that it's hanging onto. That's pretty much it. Just took on it really hard to get it to go up. So I just removed these two back panels. So now you can see exactly what the back looks like. So here's the back, pretty much all gutted out. So you'll be able to see everything. Now, the goal is to try to get everything pretty much hidden. So if you guys can see, there is a wire over here. See this one right here? We're pretty much going to be zip tying the airline to this line, throwing it in the back. So as you can see, it leads all the way up. And then behind this thing right here is a hole that we're going to pretty much feed it in. I don't think we need to remove that plastic part right there. We're going to leave that. We could just lift it up a little bit, just like so. And yeah, we should be able to get it in there. Same thing with the other side. So the other side over there, let's zoom in. So there's another line right there going up. Same thing, goes all the way to the top behind a hole right here, and then we're going to be feeding into the back. So let's go ahead and start doing that now, because as soon as you can do this, or the fastest you can do this, the sooner you can put everything back together. That way it's not taking you forever. You don't have a bunch of pieces just laying around. So here's the trunk area. Everything's been removed. You have this bolt right there that you have to take off. Then you have another one right here. Then you have two on this side as well, one right there, one right there. And what we're removing is pretty much all of the pieces that are right here. That way we're able to pretty much wire everything up, and then we can get everything to pretty much be hidden. So if you guys can see, this wire right here goes to the back of that hole right there, and that's where we're going to be putting the lines through. So it's going to be hidden. Everything's going to flow really nicely. And then there's a grommet right here. I plan to use this one for the airline. And also under this thing right here, there's another one right there. So right now what I'm doing is looking around to see where I can feed the lines through. The side on the battery is going to be super easy. I was able to remove this piece that was right here, and there's a grommet right there. So this one, I'm going to punch a hole in it. I'm going to feed the lines through there, and then I'll be able to connect the power and everything to the battery. So this side is going to be super easy. This is the passenger side, and then I'm just going to run it all the way down, and then it's going to come down here. So it's gonna come down from over there. I'm gonna feed it inside the liner in here. It's pretty much gonna it's gonna go all the way back to the back side where I showed you guys, where I'm going to feed the line, and then it'll make its way into the trunk. So that's that side. That side's easy. The rears are easy as well. There's grommets down here at the bottom that I'm able to use. So there's this one over here. There's that one right there that I can use, and there's another one over here that I can use. So the back side, I already got it figured out, and this is good. Now my problem is the driver's side. The driver's side, I cannot find a grommet that's close to the feet over here to go into the wall. There is one. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's all the way back here behind, I don't know what this is, brake fluid. So this is the brake fluid right here. And if you go behind here, there's the grommet down there. I had to figure out where that's going to, if it's actually going to the bottom or if it's going somewhere else. But essentially I don't want to do the same thing. Have it come down from right here and go within the lines as well, all the way to the back. So right now I'm having trouble figuring this side out, but once I'll figure it out, I'll keep you guys updated. So right here we're going to be running this through the passenger side, through that hole right there, along with an airline. So on the passenger side you will need an airline and also the main power source to be running through. Because this is so fat, we will be running the airline from the back to the front, because we don't want to make a hole too big in there where water can get through. So we're just going to make a small hole, that way no water can get through and everything can still fit. So I'm going to start feeding this line through there along with the airline. Alright, I went ahead and jacked up the car. So as you can see, here is how it is jacked up on all 4 mounting points, and then the other 2 on the side. And then I have a spare tire in the middle, just in case it falls. It'll fall on the tire and it won't hit the floor. So that's it. That's an extra safety precaution. You should be fine with just the jack stands. How you can test it is moving the car. So put your hand on it, try shaking it, see if it moves. If it doesn't move, you're good. So we're gonna go ahead and start removing the parts. So if you guys can see, he has T and coilovers. We're gonna be removing those, and then we gotta make a hole in this bucket right here, but I'll show you a little bit more once it's done. And in the front, you just gotta remove the coilover itself. I'm going to explain how to install this part onto the car. Now this is different from the Airlift suspension. With Airlift, they actually provide you like a little bolt, and you have to screw it in here, self-tap it, and then you have to install the bolt along with the airbag and then another one at the bottom. Now with the Truhart suspension, this one comes with this like bracket here, which you have to slide in through the back. So just slide it in just like that, and line it up with the holes, and then you should be able to see the holes right there. So there's one, and then this one, just move it up a little bit, and then you'll be able to see the other one. So right there, lines are pretty good. That's most likely how I'm going to do it. And then you have to put this other plate on here as well. So you're pretty much gonna put it on top. Make sure it goes inside the holes, just like that. And then now you're gonna put the screws in here, lining up with the holes. Now, with the other side, one of these was bent. These metal pieces that are on the car, you can easily bend it back. So if it's not going in, bend these and you'll be fine, it'll fit. So let's go ahead and start putting the Allen keys in there. So Truhart provides these Allen keys, and then you're gonna screw them in there, matching up the lines or the holes. So let's go ahead and start screwing that in, and then we're gonna start doing the hole here at the bottom of the bucket. Alright, so everything's now done. I have the front airbags installed as well as the rear. I already started putting the tires on, but I kind of wanted to go over exactly what I did. So for the driver's side, you're gonna have to drill a hole because there's no grommets like the left side or the passenger side. So I had to drill a hole here. It goes all the way to the top from down here on the wall, and then it routes all the way to the grommet over here on this end. Then that pretty much goes all the way down. It comes up over there. It routes from the back all the way into the liner in here, and it goes all the way back into the back over there. And then I'm pretty much going to I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to put some zip ties all over the place. That way it all sticks together. And then the passenger side, the same thing. But this time I was able to run into a grommet. So if you guys can see, there's an airline right there going to the back of the wall, or this plastic piece here, this plastic trim. And then that leads into a space. It's a really tight spot, but it's all the way down there. And then I pretty much fished it into this area right here. So if you remove these cover pieces, you'll be able to access the grommet, and you can put it in there, and that's gonna lead all the way down. Alright guys, so today's the next day. The car is completed. Everything's done, everything's installed. I just need to do a few things to the back of the trunk setup. But here's how she's looking. This is not completely aired out. I left it like this the day before just to see if any of the bags would lose air. So far it looks pretty good. I stopped the car on my car to check what PSI each bag's at. I believe I left the front, I think it was at 100, and then the backs were like around 60 or 50. So if it's anything lower than that, that means it dropped down a little bit. There might be a leak. The back should not leak at all. That should be perfectly fine. The front should go down a little bit just because the engine's in the front, so the car's a lot heavier. So over time, it will gradually go down, but it shouldn't go down a lot. It should still have air in the bag. If it's completely at zero, that's not good. That means that the bag actually has a leak inside. Here's how his car looks. I'm gonna show you guys the trunk. Here's the trunk setup. It looks really nice. It's super sick. Just in case you guys are wondering how everything was wired up, you have the compressor here, which is wired up with the fittings that was provided, and then I added some tape on top just for extra protection. And then here on the manifold itself, you have the two first fittings here are for the front airbags. So you have front driver, front passenger, then you have rear driver, and then rear passenger, and then you have the tank, and then this is the exhaust. You don't need anything here, but if you want it to be louder, like when the car airs out, you want to hear the noise, this is what's going to do that. You can wire it or have the line run outside. That way it's a little bit louder. And then for the tank, this one is wired up to the water shop. And whenever you have your fittings, make sure that your fittings do have Teflon tape, or they will bleed air and it won't be a tight fit, so it's gonna leak. You always need to add Teflon tape to the tank itself. And that's pretty much it. So this goes directly to the manifold, and then that's all your wiring. This one's not connected because Isaac forgot to buy the other the harness for the second compressor. So right now he has one. All we have to do is connect this one, and then he'll be able to have two since this one's already connected. But yeah, this is how it looks. I think it looks really sick. And then for the lines, I did use the line that was on this side of the trunk, as I explained earlier, and then the other one over there for the rear bags. So the one over there, of course, that one is going to this bag over here. This one is going to that one, and then the other ones are coming from the back. So we'll close this, and then we'll go over to the front. I'll open the hood for you guys so you guys can check out how I ran the lines. So like I explained a little bit earlier, everything was done exactly how I explained. So here's the engine. Here you have this wired up. So this is a fuse. It has a big green fuse in here. That way nothing pops. And then you have this has tape over it, but I did use the equipment that was provided by Airlift, so I just added tape on top just as an extra precaution. And then this is connected directly to the battery terminal, the red one, and then you have black one as your ground. And then if you go over to this side over here, this side only requires the airline. So you see here you have this airline here. It goes to the grommet all the way to the back over there, and then I had to drill a hole here at the bottom in order for it to be able to connect to this side over here. Now the airline on this one, there's a grommet in here. You got to remove all this in order to get access to it, but all of these wires are ran through the same grommet along with the airline. Now both of these do run through the side panels, so this one comes down here and goes all the way inside. Unlock the car. So the airline comes up from up in there, goes down over here behind the wall, and then now it goes all the way down into the back like I explained earlier. So everything's hidden. You won't be able to pull this line without removing any of the trim pieces. And then it's coming from in there. So as I explained earlier, there's a hole in there, and then also on the same side over here, it comes through over there. So everything's well hidden. You won't have any issues with any leaks, just because everything's inside, so there's no heat touching anything, which is the main reason I do mine this way, and I have never had any issues with mine actually leaking. So yeah, like I said, everything's done. Everything came out really good. I think Isaac's gonna be really happy with how this came out. I hope to get his reaction come Tuesday. I think he's gonna be really happy, but I'll keep you guys posted on anything. If there's any issues, everything went really great. The first time I started it, I had no leaks, which is a surprise, because when I did my 370Z, I had a lot of leaks, but that was mainly because I didn't use any Teflon tape. The first round I used Teflon tape, everything sealed perfect, I had no leaks at all. So everything's good. The only thing I don't like about the Truhart is that the front doesn't come with any brackets for your brake lines, so that's kind of hazardous. But I did zip tie everything so nothing's touching anything, so we shouldn't have any issues. But I think the bracket was actually a good idea from Airlift's part. Truhart should have added that on their side. So that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'll include a cinematic, and then hopefully if I get Isaac's reaction within Tuesday, I won't post the video until Isaac gets his car, just because I want to make sure that everything's good. He gets to post it first before I post anything. You guys probably won't see this until another week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.